It's Adam. I think this is the first Outback, Iowa video in a while. And today I'm going to show you see I got some plants. And all of these were either on sale or on clearance. Because, well, the lantana were fine, but the rest of them were in bad shape. But that can actually be a good thing. With perennials, if you buy them on clearance, you just plant them. They'll look dreadful the first year, but then the next year they'll come back swinging. But with most annuals, I'd say probably not. But with some, such as Coleus, that you can grow as houseplants, as well as impatiens, and a few others, I say go ahead and buy some of the ones that aren't in great shape. Now the Coleus, it's hard to find unless they're completely dead in an extremely unattractive condition. But the thing is, they get tall and leggy like that. And they start to look unattractive at that point. But I can show you how to restore them easily. And for that, you will need scissors, a knife, a Tupperware container, some rooting hormone, a glass of water, your Coleus plants, of course, and you'll need some soils, which I will give you the soil mixture that I'm using later on in the video. But just in general, some good things to have with you are perlite, vermiculite, some sand. You can use sharp sand, clean sand, playground sand, and as always, some sphagnum, peat moss, okay, so my peat moss, so you want to get some sphagnum peat moss, and I say you should always have some of that, because in any sort of propagation projects, peat moss is almost certainly going to be your base. So some other things that you're going to need are, just for humidity, you'll need something to cover this with. What a lot of people do is they use some sort of plastic and some sticks, like some popsicle sticks or some chopsticks, or even just a couple twigs they find outside, and use that to make like a little mini greenhouse in this. If you have a propagator, by all means, go ahead and use it. But anyways, so you want to start by taking your Coleus, and you want to, you see there's some smaller little stems and stuff down here. You see there's all this like new growth and stuff. So you want to cut it down to there and keep all of your clippings inside your glass of water. So after you cut a plant, you want to put all the cuttings inside the glass of water. So you see you want it about like that. And so what's going to happen is all of this new growth is going to grow, and it's going to form a more bushy plant that's that shape, but obviously in a larger size as it grows. And I'm telling you to save these stems so that along with having these, you can also grow some Coleus cuttings, and that way you'll have more. That way you'll just have more Coleus plants, and I mean, they're a lovely plant, so why wouldn't you want to have more? And even if you can't keep all of them for whatever reason, whether it's space or whatever, then, you know, you can easily just give one or two to a friend or somebody. And yeah, always. But I always, as a rule of thumb, make sure that whenever I have to trim or cut a plant or whatever, for any sort of reason, I always try to make sure that I propagate it if possible. So, yeah, the next thing we'll be doing is, I think I'm going to probably finish cutting the rest of the Coleus, because you see I've got 4 more. So let's see, this one, the variety that I have right here, it says it's a wasabi Coleus, but this one's the wasabi Coleus, I'm pretty sure. But if anybody knows what any of these varieties are, please tell me, because some of the plants do not come with a tag and the others. Not sure. This one's called Wall Street. And this one is one of my favorites, Trusty Rusty. This one I'm not sure about either. But, yeah, so I will be back when I have the rest of the Coleus trimmed. Then the next thing we will do is discuss the container that you'll be growing the cuttings in. One thing to do, you see with this one in particular, you see I did cut all the stuff off, but it's still kind of tall and stuff, so to fix that, you just want to take the scissors again, and put it down like that, so I got rid of that and that. So now it's again more of that bushy shape that you want. And it's ready to be put aside until we're ready for the next set. So that takes care of that. So these ones are flowering, so I don't think I'm going to mess with them right now. I'm just going to leave them be for right now, and just whenever I can, I'll start on those. But you see, there is the Wall Street Coleus and cuttings, Trusty Rusty Coleus and cuttings, Wasabi Coleus and cuttings, and whatever that one is, and the cuttings. So now I'm going to go over to here, to the Tupperware container, and you don't have to use a Tupperware container. You can use a flat, you can use cell trays, you can use plugs, whatever you want. You can use those little, you can use a peat pellet. You can use a disc, which the discs are round shaped little compressed peat discs, and you put them in water, and they absorb the water and form into these little pots with nets around them, and that net kind of is biodegradable. And I'm going to use a Tupperware Ziploc container, and all you got to do is add some drainage holes and stuff, and I think you could do it a lot better than me. I pretty much just cracked all of it, and you just got to do that with a knife. If you want, you can you can go to your stove and heat up the knife, and then heat up the tip of the knife a little bit, and then kind of just drill the hole into the plastic. Although hot plastic isn't the best thing to have fumes lingering around in your house from. So once you have that, so I'm going to leave you to do that. Now we'll start discussing soil. So the soil mix that I will be using is 1 part vermiculite, and 2 parts vermiculite, 1 part perlite, and 1 part sand. So the way I measure my parts is I have this cup and I have a line on it to measure, and that line is 1 part. So I will mix that up. May I add that before you start mixing the soils, you'll want to add water to each of your bags that you're using and pre-moisten the soil. So